It's beautiful. As always, we're going to start with Colossians 3 and 17. Colossians 3 and 17. Whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Shalom. Welcome. We're going to look at various laws and look at how we could, because we always say you got to keep the laws, but we gotta go over the laws, because I don't feel in the spirit that our people are going over them enough to know what these laws pertain to, so that we can please the Most High. Because He told us in Deuteromy 6 and 25. He told us, He said, Deuteronomy 6:25, and it shall be our righteousness if, which is a condition, we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High, our power. So whenever you're doing what's right, His rules and regulations, you're doing everything that you do, is letting you know everything you're doing is before the Most High. That might, some people might not understand why it says before the Most High, because the Most High see everything. He's watching everything that happens in this world. Everything that we do, whether it's right or wrong, is being recorded in the books. And when you look at Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 23:19, it says, such a man only fear the eyes of men. I mean, men only fear about how another man is looking at him, how he's perceived by another man, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts, the things that you think He don't see, He's seeing. That's why, once again, Deuteronomy 6:25, and it shall be our righteousness. This was going to make us right. This is going to make us glorious before the Most High. If, that's condition, we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High, our power, because His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and beholding all the secret ones, as He has commanded us. He commanded us to keep these laws. So it's very important. So let's go into it. Let's look at Deuteronomy, the 24th chapter. Wow. Deuteronomy 24, we're going to start at verse 1. Deuteronomy 24 and verse 1. And it reads, when a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. So these are various laws that we're looking at. That's if a man marry a woman and he finds some uncleanness in her, then he can write her a bill of divorce and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. She can go be another man's wife if the first husband has given her a bill of divorce. And if the latter husband hate her, she married someone after the man and gave her a bill of divorcement, and the next husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house. She go out of his house, the second husband. Or if the latter husband died, or if he died, which took her to be his wife, if he died, her former husband, the first one that she had, they gave her a divorce and sent her away, Her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. See that? A lot of that's going on. People getting back together again, and they've been with someone else, coming back together again. That's all that's going on. Her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. Hear that? After that, she is defiled. For that is abomination before the Most High. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Most High thy power giveth thee for an inheritance. So that's deep. How the Most High set that up so that, you know, we wouldn't be going back and forth, and that's why you got to make sure. It's got to be right. Can't be, you know, making mistakes in that aspect. You got to really be on point. Verse 5. Let me see. Let me look at something else. This one. Yep. Look at Matthew, the 5th chapter, and verse 31. Matthew 5 and 31. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorce. We just read that in Deuteromy 24th chapter. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her, that is divorced, committed adultery. So these are key things that, you know, actually wasn't said when we read, you know, to that extent in Deuteromy 24th chapter when Mashiach Shai came back to show us how to follow the law. So he's saying that, you know, uncleanness represents fornication. She's going, dealing with another religion. Most times gives no religion. She's dealing with some other god, some other power, you know. She committed adultery, you know, you can get rid of it then, but I mean, you know, that's like breaking up Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, you know. He said, but let's come back and say this again, verse 33. Ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt go forward to the Most High thy oaths. But I say unto you, swear not at all, and be swearing by the Most High, neither by heaven, for it is the Most High's throne, nor by earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king, neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou cannot make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, that's yes, yes, no, no, nay, nay, no, no. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. So that's why you got to learn to say yes, and you got to learn to say no. See? So that you're on point. Luke 16 and 18. Luke 16 and 18. Whosoever putteth away his wife and marrieth another committeth adultery. And Whosoever married her that is put away from her husband committeth adultery. That's if the cause that there's no righteous cause. You know, men would say, I don't like you, young queen, just get rid of you. You know? Just you finish. Didn't really have a cause to have a little disagreement. Next thing you know, that's why so much divorce and so much, you know, people not stand together. They tell you in Ecclesiasticus 25 and 26. Well, let's read verse 24 first. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died because of what Eve did. That's what he's saying. And following the devil and looking for power. To be as gods. Remember, knowing good and evil. He said, don't eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. They will go around and do whatever she want to do. It says, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, and that's in righteousness, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go. That's if she's going to be wicked. She's not going to try and follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You got rules and regulations. It's all there. You just got to, you know, take heed to how you operate in these mental bodies, men and women. Let's say you get rid of her unjustly, you cause her to commit adultery. But like I said, if she don't want to follow the way of righteousness, that's fornication. She's going into fornication. That's fornication. Any way, shape, or form. You know, you look at what the Wisdom of Solomon, 14, and you notice. I haven't seen it. Maybe y'all can find it. I haven't seen where our women of old were divorcing the men. Look at Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. That's why women need to make sure that they are sure before they marry a man. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. You see? Devising of idols, these other gods. Something else to worship beside the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is the beginning of spiritual fornication. And the invention of them, the corruption of life. See? All the way back to the garden. You gotta look at it. It's only one power. That's the Most High. Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Period. But Satan said, hey, you're gonna be as gods. Right? Plural. So, what gods was he talking about? The same gods as you read in the scriptures of all the gods of the nations are idols. The same gods. Same gods. That's what it says. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. And the invention of them, the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. So I say he ain't allowed us to go on forever. And it wasn't from the beginning. He says, for neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men, worthless glory, no good for nothing glory, they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. See? Then he goes and talks about Caesar Borgia. So when you look at a man married a woman and she be in the truth with him, and then next thing you know, she go back to religion. That's idolatry. You know, look up the original definition of Christian, means stupid. So naturally, we would be stupid to someone that's ignorant of believing the little knowledge and understanding that they have of this Bible from Genesis to Revelation. If not so, handle the Bible and say, talk to me from what it is you really believe in your religion. And let's sit down and congregate for about 6 hours with just that Bible. Or 3 hours, for that matter. I mean, most won't be able to do it because they ain't been taught right. Religion comes from a Latin word, legio, meaning hold back, keep down, and restrain. That's what it's doing. Holding them back for what? Keeping them down for what? Restraining them for what? The true knowledge, understanding of this Bible. They taught we ain't under the law, we under mercy and grace. You only can have this, and you can do this, you can do that. All you got to do is just believe in it, that Jesus Christ died on the cross and rose the third day. And you just call on the name of Jesus, you're going to be saved from whatever it is you've done, because he nailed all the sins you could do in your lifetime to the cross. Give me a break. See, so these are the things you're looking at that we were caught up in, and just like right now, you know, they're getting ready, we get ready to honor the Feast of the Blowing of the Trumpets, Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles. The world preparing for what? Halloween. You know, all Satan's Day. I mean, they preparing for that. That's their next major holiday. But then you ask them, what are the feasts of the Most High? Most people can't even tell you. There's more. Line them all up as they come from the beginning to the end. Everyone should, all of y'all should know that. You should know that. The feast days of the Most High, they say these are my feast days. Because you know, I bet you could tell me whenever Halloween is, or when Christmas is, when Thanksgiving is. So you should know the days, the holy days of the Most High. So that's why you're looking at the Most High telling us in Jeremiah 10. That's why it still goes with what we're talking about as far as spiritual fornication and not going the way you would have your woman to go because she's dealing with something else besides what she should be dealing with. You can cut her loose. I would say give her a bill of divorce. My fornication, but it's got to be for a specific reason, not just because you got a little problem with it or whatever. That's wicked. And you're gonna be committing adultery. She gonna be committing adultery from that point on. That's why he told us in Jeremiah 10, or Jeremiah 10, 1 and 2. So hear ye the word which the Most High speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus said the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen. He said, don't learn the way of these nations. He told us, don't marry them. That's why he gave every nation, every man their woman. Every woman their man of their nation. Or else he would have just made us in one cesspool like it is now, mainly in America, and say, just go for it. Just do whatever you want to do. He gave us rules and regulations. Everybody. Look. Why are you saying that? Psalm 96 and 5. Psalm 96 and 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols. You know? For all the gods of the nations are idols. So who created all these religions? Gentiles. Israelites, we ain't create no religions. We tell people you got to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and have faith in the Mashiach, and have the fear of the Most High. We ain't create no religions. This ain't no religion. So it says, for all the gods of the nations are idols. So it actually be for all the gods of the Gentiles are idols. And that's what you call yourself. When you go to church, you call yourself a Gentile. You go to church on the first day of the week. That's the honor of Nimrod, the sun god. All the way back to him. Building that Tower of Babel, that's what y'all honor. Whether you want to accept it or not. You know, the Spirit showed me something too. It was deep. When you look at a lot of our ancient pictures and so forth, you see our ancient pictures, and they could have been drawn a certain way. But then when you look at it, people will say it's a halo over the head, around the head right there. But you look at that, it's really a crescent moon. It's really a crescent moon. Most High showed me that. I go, yeah. Look at it. You can say halo all you want to, but really it's a crescent moon. That's why the Most High said, learn not to wear the heat. And that represents who? Semiramis. Nimrod's mother / wife. Wickedness, the Babylonians, Ethiopians, Cushites. You see? Look at it. Just check it out. I'll have a picture for you to look at. I don't have one with me at this moment, but I'll have a picture for you to look at it. And you look at it and say, wow, that's what that is. So you're looking at the sun, that still represents who? Nimrod. That's why they worship on the first day of the week. They call it that. Because he's supposed to be representation of the sun God. And his mother, the symbol for her is the crescent moon, the Semiramis. She called by many different names. You know, Nimrod coming in different names too. Still the same entity going all the way back to Nimrod and Semiramis. You see? But look at it, I'm going to show it to you, you'll see it. Unless you're blind. But listen what it says. Psalms 96:5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Most High made the heavens. So what's in the heavens? The sun, the moon, the stars, and all that you see. You see the star, you see, you know, what they make the 5-point star and so forth. You see the star, you see the moon, you see the sun. That's why I say the Most High made the heavens. So they're using the sun, the moon, and the stars representing idolatry. All the days of the week are named after gods and so forth, Greek gods and so forth. You just, and the Most High said, don't let that come out of your, don't let them come out of your neck, out of your mouth. So, you know, we gotta work on that. First day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. As the Most High says it in the Word. Days of the week, months. All this dealing with idolatry. You know, it's dealing with calling on pagans. And as long as they could have you do what it is that will separate you from what the Most High tells us to do in righteousness, then they figure that the Most High don't keep his back turned from us. But lo and behold, the Most High is looking down from his throne, hearing us, you know, crying out to our people, telling them we gotta repent and come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. He's gonna bring us together. We're gonna be together. Regardless of however it looks, we're going to be together. Or else we're not going to make it to the kingdom. He don't need us, we need him. It's almost like, you know, people be thinking that the Most High need them for whatever they doing to make sure that they have their seat there. He don't need you. He could prolong, he don't need none of us. He could prolong and say, hey, look, ain't going to be this generation. Boom. Who could say that is our generation? Raise up some more prophets after we all gone. More powerful and more spiritual than any of us from birth. Nothing impossible with the Most High. People want to think, I mean, we had those that lived during the time of Jeremiah, Isaiah, Daniel, that probably felt the same way. You know, but we, wretched as we are, wicked as we are, we got to look, and that's our people. We as a people, point blank, we just learn how to read. So how we gonna all of a sudden, I look at people always look at me, look what I know, and you don't know nothing as you ought to know. Or drop what's gonna be dropped on us for 1,000 years by a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Or shut up somewhere, go somewhere and sit down. That's real. Drop that. We only know in part and prophesy in part. We gotta humble ourselves before whatever that we do know. We gotta take in what we can take in to help build the kingdom of heaven right here on this earth, man. Please the Most High and please the Mashiach Yahweh Shai, so when he come back, we be ready for what it is that he gonna start teaching us for 1,000 years. Stop being so high-minded thinking that we do all that. We ain't nothing as we ought to do. Go out there and stop a hurricane. All right, why you ain't stop that hurricane from coming? Or a tornado. Stop that. Mashiach Yahweh Shai, he stopped the tornado. Sure did. Woke him up. He stopped it. That's why we gotta humble ourselves. Stop being like, because you look at Psalm 83rd chapter, first one in the name is who? Edom. But he said they are prideful, head up, thinking they all that. So you can't be like that. How you gonna say you ain't like a Gentile when you acting like a Gentile? No, man, this is not something that I want to see. I want to see them powerful emotions. It's going to be very emotional when you meet a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. And he say you ain't listening. And he say he ain't coming back as a man. He come back in his spiritual power. We all going to line up. We all got to face the fate of everlasting life. Your name is written in the book of life, or being cast in the lake of fire. Point blank. That's the only choice you have. That's why I say, hey, learn not the way of the heathen. And be not dismayed at the signs in heaven. Don't be just made up the signs in the sky. Everybody tripping on the eclipse. What the eclipse gonna do for us? What the eclipse do for us as Israelites? We see the signs, we see that. But the Most High says it's gonna be signs. But we gotta be concentrating on how we're gonna make it to the kingdom. Yeah, we got next. Well, how we gonna get next? That's what it's about. You see, we're going to find a way to justify ourselves in doing the things that we do. Look, go to Jeremiah, 44th chapter. Word of the Most High, verse 1, came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwelt in the land of Egypt, which dwelt at Migdol, and at the Phanes, and at Noph, and in the country of Patmos, saying, thus said the Most High, power of hosts, power of Israel, not the power of every nation, but the power of Israel. This is what he had to say to us. Ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, and upon all the cities of Judah. And behold, this day they are this desolation, and no man dwelleth therein. See that? And you can look over there right now, it's a desolation. There ain't nobody dwelling in where the land he's talking about here. Because of their wickedness, which they have committed to provoke me to anger, and that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods, other idols, whom they knew not. Just like religions. We ain't knowing about no religions. You gonna tell me the Catholic Church was around when Moses was giving us the law? Hello? When David was here? Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel, Mashiach Yahweh Shai, or any of the apostles? So, if they only had the law and the prophets to go by when the Mashiach Yahweh Shai and the apostles walked the earth, then why is it that religions are so fluid in the earth? Here we reading about it, right here. Because of their wickedness, verse 3, Jeremiah 44 4 and 3. Because of their wickedness, which they have committed to provoke me to anger, in that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods, whom they knew not, neither they, ye, nor your fathers. Say, you ain't know them. You ain't ask no questions. Like, I ask people questions. Okay, well, we were grafted in. Who are we grafted in among? They can't answer certain things. Well, where did your religion come from? What does religion mean? They can't answer. You filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking in tongues. You believe Jesus died and rose on the third day. What does Holy Spirit mean? What does Holy Ghost mean? You say you got the Holy Ghost. Okay, when you have the Holy Ghost, what are you doing that you can see that it can be defined in the Bible? But what you're doing, that's what we did in Acts the 2nd chapter, when you got this from. What I see here in verse 5 in Acts 2 and 5, it says the Jews came from all the different lands that existed at that time. Are you a Jew? No, I'm Gentile. I ain't no Jews. Jews killed Christ. These are the things that's being said. But yet still you're using Acts the 2nd chapter, so you keep the Pentecost, right? You keep the Feast of Ingathering, the Feast of First Fruits. Surely you do. Because that's when the Israelites came from all the different lands and received the Holy Spirit. But they're not teaching that. So now we got all these different doctrines that's using that same precept, that same concept to have our people fooled. Now you hear what I'm asking, you answer those questions. So all you that go to church, you go up in a building on a Sunday, the first day of the week, may I say, Salah. This is what we're looking at. And while you're looking at what Mashiach Rashai saying what he's saying, and the law saying what he's saying. Because where you going, if you're not, okay, you leave the truth. You ain't dealing with the truth. What else you have that's available for you to deal with in this world? Religion. Religions. So I hope you can hear what I'm saying, because it's very important. Because when you go to Revelation, the last book of the Bible, is still telling you the blessed ones are going to receive the blessing of going to the kingdom. It's going to be those that keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and the true testimony of Mashiach Yahushua, the true testimony of Mashiach Yahushua, not this watered down lies that religion teach. And ain't none of y'all standing up against Caesar Borgia. I went to a store to try and get another 12 or 13 imposters picture. And they got them all these different, they didn't have that one, but they had one, but it wasn't one, you know, that was original. But they got an original, you know, they got different ones that's, you know, they have created, but it wasn't the one I wanted. But the lady in there said, yes, she knew that. That wasn't Jesus. That wasn't the one in the Bible. Got all them pictures in there. Got it with crowns on his head, with blood coming out of his eyes. See the boys here? Different poses, different ones. I'm like, wow. But you selling it to people, you know it's not true, but you selling this lie. Deceiving the people. That's what religion does. That's what it does. So going back to Jeremiah 44, verse 4. Howbeit I sent you all my servants and prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. Same thing I'm saying. Do not this abominable thing that I hate. Look, Most High, what he say? He told us, you want to be righteous? Keep my commandments. You want to be righteous? You're taught you're not under the law. So who are you really following? Not what the Most High said. Ain't no light in you. Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, not what religion has taught you, not what some man has taught you that was not called to bring forth, to represent the Most High, to represent the Mashiach Yahushua, to represent the Holy Spirit. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. You can't speak according to the word. You know why they can't speak according to the word? Because there's no light in them. We know what that light is. Proverbs 6:23. These are the things that you should already know. If you've been listening, you've been going over the lessons, you should be able to know this, because you're going to be faced with what is it that you do know. Somebody going to confront you and embarrass you because you don't know the basics of these things, the light. You see? If they speak not according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. Okay, well, what do you mean light? I ain't no light bulb. What is that light talking about? You know, that's how ignorant people are. That's why you look at Christian, look it up from the beginning. It means stupid. I'm not bashing you in no way, shape, or form, because a lot of us come from a Christian background. But we still was what? Stupid. Whether you want to accept it or not. Or come forward. Like I said, let's sit down and go dialogue for 6 hours with this subject and that subject, whatever you want to deal with. Not boasting is just all praise to the Most High for His word. Because we talking about His word. It got nothing to do with the individuals. It's about His word. That's why we can read this Bible and let it talk to you itself. But we got to interpret it, because their mindset is like, you might be somewhere into next week, or something about something happening on your job, or thinking about something else. Because your mind don't focus right. You've been programmed from slavery to not focus. So you be dumbed down. That's why I say Hosea 4:6 say what? My people are what? Destroyed for lack of knowledge. Nothing more powerful than this truth. You can stand against anyone with the truth. You ain't got to bow down to no one if you know this truth. As our ancestors did. Living to death. Stand for something. And that's for the truth. You're going to fall for anything. And that's what this world going to give you, anything. And what you're going to end up. And you have plans for whatever you have plans for. When you jump into that world, you better believe it. That's going to be your God. You're going to see it. Proverbs, what's the light? Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. The same thing that you told that you ain't got to follow, the same thing that you doing on your own, however you want to do it. Then you come back to the Most High, you know you did something wrong. Oh, forgive me. Because Jesus nailed my sins to the cross when He died. So whatever I do wrong, He's gonna. That's the same thing about the Most High say He ain't care about no sacrificing animals. Because we would know we're gonna do wrong and have our animal ready for sacrifice for doing the wrong that we gonna do. Knowing we gonna do it. And get the animal that's gonna be for the atonement of that sin, give it to the priest. But the Most High say He ain't satisfied with no bulls and lambs and goats and so forth, turtle doves. He wasn't satisfied with that. He wants to be obedient, so you don't have to come to Him and ask for forgiveness. That's what He wants. Going back to Jeremiah 44. Verse 4. Howbeit I sent you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. You know that? Most High talking to us. He said He sent His prophets, His servants, the prophets, rising early to tell us, don't do the abominations that the Most High hate. He hate all abominations. That's sins. And he hate the ones that do it too. That's what y'all teach in church. Oh, the Most High, he hate the sin, but he loves the sinner. Get out of here. That don't make no sense. That's like you gonna do something wrong and people gonna love you for doing whatever you doing wrong against them. Get out of here. But the Most High gonna love you for doing it, right? Verse 5. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. See? That's why we gotta call on the name of Yahweh, the name of the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But nah, they ain't want to listen. Just like some of you don't want to listen now. They're not listening. Oh, he talk about me. I ain't mentioned no names, except for my own. That's it. The shoe fit, you gotta wear it. I'm wearing it, you gotta wear it. We all gotta wear it, whether you like it or not. Or unless you just think you're so prideful, you already got your seat in the kingdom. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me. One of you 144,000 that got your seat, what number are you? What number seat you got on the chariots going into the kingdom? What gate you going through? Where your seat, once you go through the gates, where your seat at? See? Ain't nobody busting they all prideful and all that, but you ain't got nothing to say now. That's why you gotta repent. All of us, humble ourselves before the Most High. Humble you. But they hearken not, nor incline their ears to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. Wherefore my fury, listen, what he said, wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. That's to us, Israel. Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, 12 tribes of Israel. Man, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and those tribes are the northern tribes that was with us. You know what he said? Wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted and desolate as at this day. And that's real. Look over there in Israel, where you see them having all their little houses and all that stuff. Nah, that's not what he's talking about. What he's talking about is desolate to this day. As it is this day, most I don't say that unless it's for this day. That's powerful how he wrote it, and he write things to represent how we can relate to now. Therefore now, thus said the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the power of hosts, power of armies, what he say? The power of Israel. Wherefore, commit ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman, child and suckling, even babies, out of Judah, to leave you none to remain. Woo. In that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt. And that's right now, wherever we at, it's captivity. Egypt means captivity, slavery, bondage. That's where we at. As Israelites, we never been free. Go back to home, to Israel. It says, whether ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Yeah, because we ain't want to follow the Most High until this day. Look how the Most High brought that hurricane. Dude, I mean, they said about winter is just done, finished. What up in there? It's finished. Dude. Just flatlined it. A lot of Israelites was there. Finished. That's his people. So you think he ain't gonna come to you? Yo, he can't reach you though, right? Why? Cause you in America, you in safe America. You ain't safe nowhere. Where the hand of the Most High can't reach you. He can reach us anywhere. Don't believe the hype. The Most High is controlling everything. He rules in the kingdom of men. Verse 8, in that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whither ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. So what he telling you? He told us in the curses, this is what I'm going to do to you. Don't you, think about it. He already told us. And our fathers told us. And our forefathers told us. From generation to generation telling us the same thing over and over again. And here we are, Jeremiah. All the way to the time of Jeremiah. He's still reminding us. Like we have to be reminded constantly now. More so now because at least here it says, look, in verse 4, howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets. We didn't have that. He said he sent his servants the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. Same thing I can tell you, don't do the things that the Most High hate. But how do you know what he hates if you don't even know what's right from wrong? You go on your own mind. You ain't no different than religions. Stupid. Christian. You ain't no different than that. And I gotta bring it like that because the Most High said he hates you. Because you're doing abominable things that he hates. And trying to get you so you don't have to receive that wrath and that fury and this anger. The indignation and the woe that the Most High gonna bring upon our people, as you can see. Oh, but he can't touch you though, right? He said when you go to cry to him, he gonna laugh at you, he gonna mock you. You hear what he's saying, hear the word of the Most High. Verse 9, have you forgotten the wickedness of your fathers? That's why I say you got to look at. That's why I say observe the past. So you've forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, our forefathers? And the wickedness of the kings of Judah? And the wickedness of their wives? Yeah? And your own wickedness? And the wickedness of your wives? Which they have committed in the land of Judah? In the streets of Jerusalem? See? He said that twice about the wickedness of the wives. Kings was wicked. Wives was wicked. Men was wicked. So what do you think the children were? Wicked too. What they learning? Wickedness. They are not humble. See? Even unto this day. Yeah, but like I'm saying. This is the spirit of the Most High. I ain't planning this. I ain't planning nothing. But I know from what I do know. From looking at our forefathers. And looking at what we done and what the solutions were that he give us in his Bible. That's what I'm looking for. And hopefully you hear. Listen what he said. They are not humble even unto this day. Neither have they fear. See? These are the two things that I know I've been bringing out. Fear the Most High and humbling yourself before the Most High with a broken and contrite spirit. And not being prideful, thinking you all that. Mashiach told you, he that exalted himself shall be abased. He that humbled himself shall be exalted. How you gonna humble? How you gonna exalt yourself? Let's you know, really, some of you think you more powerful than the Mashiach Yahushua. Like you gonna save the nation. Better humble yourself before the Most High and let the people know what he's saying here. So that wrath don't come upon them. But you're gonna be responsible. What did he say? They are not humble even unto this day. Neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes, that I set before you and before your fathers. It's a condition, y'all. He gave us laws, statutes, commandments. You know what the righteousness is? We just read it in Deuteromy 6:25 to do his commandments before the Most High. He's looking at us. And the angels are recording everything. They're recording everything. So ain't nobody getting away with nothing. None of us. You know, I say you, I'm talking about myself too. So I recognize what time it is. I know I'm looking at solutions. If you don't have any solutions, then what good is it? It's no good. If you don't have any solutions, you reading the Bible, you just listen to someone, y'all like action. It's almost like getting truth almost getting to be like a soap opera. Dang soap opera. Let me tune into this because I can get some laughs and you think it's a joke. We're gonna soon get the last laugh. You hear what the Most High saying. Y'all better get serious as you can get. And recognize this the last days. What, you gonna wait till the Most High tear up your city and you along with it? You lose this. People losing everything that they have. They don't have no memory of pictures of their family members, nothing. Losing everything. Being taken away from them. That's the power of the Most High. I just went over that. No Mother Nature, no El Nino, La Nina, but the Most High. He visited this earth, showing his power and hallelujah to his glorious name. Because it's him. He's in the middle of the whirlwind, walking on the water and the flood and all that. You heard all those scriptures that I brought out. All praise to the Most High. That's him. You don't want to acknowledge him until he come to you, huh? Well, that's them. They ain't none of me. Okay. Hear the word of the Most High. Jeremiah 44:11. Therefore, thus said the Most High of hosts, Most High of armies, the power of Israel. Behold, I will set my face against you for evil. What you gonna do with that? He said he's gonna set his face against you for evil and to cut off all of Judah. Cut us all off. Judah, the head tribe. See him cut you all off. Cut us all off. He said, I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there. You want to go into Egypt, back to Egypt? And they shall all be consumed. So I'm going to kill you all. Just like he killed everybody, all the adults in the wilderness for 40 years. They just roamed around the wilderness for 40 years so all the adults were dead. Except for Joshua and Caleb. That's who we serve, people. You're not going to fear him?